Time to go play in the woods. Make a little trail. We're going to use this thing today. So see you in a minute. Now the keen amongst you may have noticed I'm still in pajamas. Well, my house, my property, my job, I do what I want. I mean, you don't have to watch. I'm glad you do. Alright, so none of this honeysuckle is important for anything. Oh, dang. I'm a little low on fuel. Plan is to put in a little cabin down here at some point. And now that we have this machine available, it'll make that a little more possible. So it may be sooner than later. So that thing before with the moving 2 or 3 functions at a time, right? As I'm pulling in, hopefully you can see the gap in the teeth. I'm just kind of, lightly scraping, and it's a bit of trigonometry at the same time and just instincts. At some point, you have to start pushing back down to maintain that. Ideally, I'm not looking to do anything but really scar the surface in what I'm doing right now to pull out some of the bigger stuff, but I don't want a big ditch. So I know I probably shouldn't be attempting to instruct anyone in any aspect of this. As I said earlier, there's a bunch of people way better than me, but hey, free advice that can be helpful, I guess, is worth what you paid for it. But yeah, if you spent 5 minutes doing this instead of just going straight to trying to operate, you would end up with a much happier and more productive day. Let go, tree! the trail right there. It comes down, there's a berm of dirt, which would be a real pain in the butt to leave there. So ideally I wanted it to come all the way down, but the slope and everything makes that difficult. So if I cut a set of stairs right here, and whenever I do these turns, kind of keeping it, all right, so let's square that up. Right, that's straightforward. But when I push the bucket down, I'm going to lift the front, and I'm just going to be right on the rear edges of the tracks. So instead of flat, I'm on basically 2 tires because it's the round section of the track. And so I'm going to lift up, right? So the tracks will be in the air except for that last little chunk. And then with the arm, that's what's going to lift me, right? So I push it down, and without using the tracks, I get a little bit of action. In this situation, the ground lays this way, so if I turn the blade downhill, I can pitch myself flat. So what I'll do is come on the side I'm going to go, about 30 degrees, push it down, because I'm within, you know, if I were totally on this side, it would lift, instead of onto the back, it would lift onto the side track, and I wouldn't really accomplish anything. So now with the bucket down, it's lifted me off the ground. You know, the tracks are only that far off. If I drive the left track forward, yeah, let me show you here. Left track forward, right track back, and slew to my left, right? I can't do a whole lot, but all of a sudden I can walk it around. Woohoo! This is definitely not a flat area, but whatever. Right, so again, about 30. Lift it up, and then you can be super gentle. But look where I'm pointed at right now. All right, so let's see. As I push the blade down, right, that's a tremendous difference. So if we watch the angle, you know, for the trees over there, and now that allows me to get in here and work much more comfortably. So I'd like to cut in a set of stairs here, and they're, you know, definitely not going to be finished with this machine, but I can get them rough and then leave enough room to, you know, obviously get a shovel in there, because that'll finish it. But if you get the stairs roughly cut in and then put in your boards, and then you can, you know, your rise boards, then you can do the dirt work to make nice steps all the way down. And if you use something that's rot resistant, locust works pretty good, black locust. White oak, definitely not red oak. Poplar is bad. Okay. Some woods just, they rot really quick with ground contact. And the other thing we want to avoid is super odd stair shapes, right? US, I mean, the whole world roughly, but the numbers don't work in metric so well. Was it 17 for your rise and run? So go 7 by 10 or give or take a little, because your stair heights can't be odd. You can't have a 11.14 stairs in your house. You need a just 11 or 12 stairs. So if you went into the math of stuff, I guess I'm horrible at explaining this. So, if your stairs are that tall, or your floors, right? First floor, second floor, you have so far you have to cover. And you'll notice if you ever go someplace, usually with natural features, that you kind of don't know if you should take 1 or 2 steps. Is it a big step? And it just feels wrong. It feels really wrong when it's inside of a house, because they have standards and you know what those standards are. But stairs going up a hill, the hill kind of dictates, and that's a different scenario. But to build to code, you're gonna have to follow some basics. Fortunately for me, Mother Nature doesn't really have much of that code, so I'm just going to try to make this as good as can be. That's a long way of saying I should have said nothing. Well, I suppose I'll take a minute. This is a little rough, but ow, barefoot. Let's go for a walk, right? So there's the stairs. They're awfully too tall. All right. So there's, right, excavator, stairs. We come up, there's this berm where I've pushed, but it's difficult to walk through here. All right, there we go, right? Ta-da! So this is about an hour and a half, I said. It's like 12:30 now, so not too bad for a good morning. Right, this kind of obviously roughly cleared. We got a bunch of just junk, but since we're coming into the winter season, I'm not too worried about that. All the leaves are gonna die off, no problem. Let's see. Go back over here real quick and show you the other part of the trail. So it's gonna come up through here with more stairs, and then it opens up. And this is some previous work with a little skid steer, mini skid steer. So we got a trail. Of course, we had a tree fall. So what happens when your kid has an excavator? He won't ever shut that thing off. Got white oak on special delivery. This stuff I slabbed out of the log we took down. Give it a second life. So 7. And I think if we went about 8 or so inches. Yeah, that should get sharpened. Bubble leaning a little on this side so that side's high. What about 3/4 of an inch or so? I don't know if you can see the gap there. That's going to give us a little bit of run down the slope. So now it's just a little backfill. Yeah, it's pretty good right there. So ideally you want about a 1/4 inch fall to the low side. So rise and run. This way we have drainage. Each step will drain independently instead of one river coming down.
And washing everything out.
Yep.
So weird watching it through the camera.
Do what?
It's so weird watching it through the camera and then looking at it because it's like you're watching it in this little tiny screen. The boots are lovely.
You like that?
So sexy.
Well, you know.
It is. About as sexy as mine. So those big holes are right there, the animal holes.
Yeah, I just saw them running away.
What?
Groundhogs?
Ah.
The rock is kind of annoying, but it can be possibly useful in the future too for something.
But right now it's just putting it on the whole of it.
I wish there was a way to just kind of like a little quarry where we could just keep all the good ones, the bigger ones.
That round bucket. Inside.
You know what would be more exciting than this even? If we were doing this in the middle of 100 acres.
It would.
Okay. easier now with that, isn't it? I mean, it seemed wonderful just to have the skids here.
But, so, now a little bit of this, and on the other side, and just kind of keep progressing. They're not really tall steps, so each of these work to be cut in two, the big ones. Little stuff like that, yeah, it's going to break down, get prepared later.
No, that sounds amazing.
But, right now, so that one's a little low, but not bad. Yeah, you won't step on it, that one obviously will, so you got to get a little bit short. But, no problem at all. Cool.
If only I had a little bit of bucket, I could do that for you.
Yeah. I still like the box.
What's that?
Hey, I'm just kidding.
He's like, trust on my excavator.
Like, wait, put the underground on it?
Yeah, he's like, well, I figured he probably didn't have to do that, so I'm going to have to take care of it for him. And then he came in and told me exactly how many seconds.
Well, let's see. What is something? Your rotation, I'm looking for YouTube. And is a bike like a geek? But it's not really the over geek sense, but in the world of after not doing anything else. You know, like a D&D guy, like everything's just D&D. Go work, play D&D. So in the building of success, what that should be requires just work, family time, work, and that's it. If I can't, you know, argue a whole lot with.
Well, would be nice if it was just family time, and then the rest is, would be nice if it was just family time, and the rest is kind of a place. That'd be lovely.
That's kind of what we do.
Well, yes, except, well, you guys do go out and you work hard, but it's still your home more than not. A lot more than not.
Right up there. You touch the back screen, just touch it, it'll go. Now have a look at it. Back screen. There you go. Now just want to make sure you can see this whole thing, and we're about to work.
So the takedown time.
I was trying to push the bottom in a little too hard.
Yeah. I cannot be near here when you try to tip this part.
Do what?
I can't be near here if you try to tip this part. This is really steep. Are you going to do this with that?
No, I'll be on the other side.
So you're backing out of it from this point.
I turn around.
And then go around. Okay, cool. I was like, that's pretty steep for this machine. I mean, I know you have that. That would help.
This one?
Yep. But now you can't drive over these or you must them up. Right? Yeah, because you can't drive over these, right? Because you've got them up.
That was not very strong, but the tool should work pretty good.
And how much faster this goes, huh?
Oh, wait, back. I'm going to take another foot back.
So, Bryce says, I sent Bryce a picture of him at the sunglass store down next to the beach in Hawaii, or the open or whatever. He immediately replies. It's about to be me again, I just broke mine. I haven't even replied. This is a big one. This is a lot of I was trying to get a picture of the phone all crazy. I wonder what the meaning of all the acorns falling so heavily.
Just here to feel awkward now. Oh, I'm going to get that change, but the squirrels are pretty hard to get into.
Yeah, I just think there's probably some farmers on that meaning.
I'm trying not to damage parts.
Why don't you catch any first? Start.
You what?
How do you start?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Really bad. Okay, first helps.
I'd say it's probably been about 2 hours. Can't really tell. Anyways, there's our scrap pile. Really, I mean, that's 4 inches wide. But we have multiple steps coming up. The next thing is like that one, you can see it's cracked right there, but cut off below. So all of these, try not to lose focus. All of these just need cut off below. A little bit kick in at the bottom, but I'm not going to worry about a whole lot of that until it rains. Each step right now, leans back, so it goes to that edge, and the whole thing overall slants down on this side 1/4 inch per foot, roughly. Again, until it rains and compacts a little bit, final grade is useless. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 or 8, however you want to count them, put in. So 2, 4, 6, 7 boards, 8 flats. But that's it. That's about, I don't know, halfway, almost 2/3 of the way up to the top. I mean, it's just right there at the back of the excavator. And then this pile will get pulled down and steps will go down and exit right down there. Perhaps someday we'll see a cabin build, but for right now, this is morning walk with coffee with my wife.